If you've clicked on this video, chances are you're in your 70s or approaching that age, or maybe you're just looking ahead, wondering how you can stay healthy and thrive as you age. And let me tell you, turning 70 wasn't just another year for me. It wasn't just about crossing some arbitrary age milestone. It was about making a decision, a commitment to myself, to my health, to my future. I realized that I didn't have to simply age gracefully. I could choose to live gracefully, to thrive, not just survive. You see, there's this assumption that when we get older, it's all about maintenance, just keeping things from getting worse, trying not to get sick, and not letting our bodies break down. But here's the truth. After 70, I realized that I had the power to change things, to transform my health, my mindset, and the way I approached every day. It wasn't about slowing down. It was about taking control and making life-changing decisions that brought me more vitality, happiness, and even peace of mind. And today, I want to share with you 4 powerful life-changing decisions I made after I turned 70. Decisions that completely changed my health for the better. Decisions that I wish I had made years ago. But the good news is that it's never too late to make these decisions, and trust me, you'll want to hear these. These aren't just theoretical ideas or health trends. These are real, actionable changes that I made, and the results have been incredible. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to hear about how prioritizing health over perfection, changing my approach to food, and more changed my life. These decisions didn't just improve my health. They made me feel more energetic, more confident, and more alive. I'm not just talking about getting by after 70. I'm talking about thriving in your golden years. Let's get started. Life-changing decision number 1. Prioritizing movement over perfection. All right, let me tell you, this was huge for me. There's a common belief that when you reach a certain age, your body starts to decline, and all you can do is just hold on and try to avoid getting worse. And believe me, I was there. I thought, okay, I'm getting older now, so I'll just focus on not getting worse physically. But here's where I made a massive shift. I stopped thinking about avoiding decline, and I started thinking about how I could keep moving forward, even at 70. Movement was the key. It didn't matter what age I was. I knew I had to keep my body active. But here's the kicker. It wasn't about jumping into super intense workouts or trying to be perfect at anything. I had to let go of that idea of needing to achieve perfection. Instead, I focused on moving every single day, no matter what that looked like. This wasn't about pushing myself to run a marathon or lifting heavy weights. It was about keeping the body in motion. I started with something simple, walking. I took walks around my neighborhood, starting with just 10 minutes a day. And at first, it didn't feel like much. But over time, those 10-minute walks turned into 20-minute walks. And before I knew it, I was walking for an hour every day without feeling exhausted or stiff. The best part? I felt better, more energized, stronger, and my joints didn't hurt as much. Movement became something I looked forward to, not because it was an intense workout, but because it felt like an essential part of my day. It gave me a sense of accomplishment, even if it was just a short walk. And trust me, if you're someone who's hesitant to get moving because you're afraid it might be too hard, start small and don't worry about perfection. Just get your body moving. What happened next was amazing. I started sleeping better. I felt more alert during the day, and I had more energy to do the things I loved. I realized that the key wasn't pushing myself to extremes, but rather embracing movement as a lifestyle. Movement became my way of telling my body, we're not slowing down. We're just getting started. And here's a simple tip for anyone listening. Find a movement that feels good to you. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't worry about what others think, and definitely don't try to match the energy of someone half your age. It's not about that. It's about staying active in a way that works for you, your body, and your lifestyle. Life-changing decision number 2, changing my approach to diet. It's not about restriction. It's about nourishing. Let's talk about food. Oh yes, food. For many years, I thought that aging meant I had to restrict what I ate to avoid gaining weight or feeling sluggish. I tried every diet under the sun. convinced that the answer to feeling good in my body was eliminating certain foods. But guess what? That approach didn't work. I still didn't feel great, and I was tired of feeling guilty about what I was eating. That's when I made the decision to stop restricting my food and instead focus on nourishing my body. I started focusing on what my body needed, rather than obsessing over what I couldn't have. I realized that food isn't just about filling up, and it's not just about what you take out of your diet. It's about what you put in. For me, this meant incorporating more whole, fresh foods. I began eating more vegetables, fresh fruits, lean proteins, and healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, and nuts. And do you know what I noticed? My energy levels started to rise. I didn't feel sluggish anymore. I felt clear-headed, vibrant, and surprisingly younger. But the real transformation happened when I stopped worrying so much about calories or labels like low-fat or gluten-free. Instead, I focused on eating foods that made me feel good, foods that nourished my body, boosted my immune system, and kept me feeling satisfied without feeling deprived. One of the biggest changes was cutting back on refined sugars and processed foods. I wasn't eliminating anything entirely, but I started listening to my body and paying attention to how I felt after eating certain things. And I was amazed. I felt lighter. My digestion improved, and I had fewer energy crashes during the day. But you know what? I didn't deprive myself. I allowed myself the occasional indulgence. A piece of chocolate, a glass of wine with friends, because enjoyment is part of nourishment too. It wasn't about restriction. It was about balance, about making choices that would help me feel my best. After all, food is meant to nourish, not just fuel us. And that's just the beginning. The first two decisions I made changed a game for me, but I'm not done yet. I've got 2 more game-changing decisions that had an even bigger impact on my health and happiness. Life-changing decision number 3, prioritizing mental health and emotional well-being. Now, let's talk about something that often gets overlooked when we talk about aging, mental health. When I hit 70, I realized that while taking care of my physical health was important, my mind and emotions needed just as much attention. After all, our mind and body are deeply interconnected. One can't thrive without the other. For so many years, I was so focused on external things, like trying to stay physically fit and looking good, that I completely neglected my mental and emotional health. I realized that as we age, it's not just about the body. It's also about the mindset and how we feel on the inside. At this point in my life, I felt that I had to stop worrying about what other people thought about me. And here's the truth. We don't have to prove anything to anyone anymore. The pressure to meet others' expectations, to compare ourselves to younger people, to be perfect all the time, it's all an illusion. And when you let go of that, you give yourself permission to be authentic and true to who you are. So, I made it a priority to start looking after my mental well-being. And honestly, it's been a revelation. I started practicing mindfulness and meditation. Even if it was just 10 minutes a day, I sat quietly and focused on my breathing. I didn't try to clear my mind, that's impossible. Instead, I simply focused on being present. I noticed that doing this allowed me to reduce anxiety, calm my thoughts, and simply be in the moment. The more I practiced, the more peaceful and grounded I felt. But it didn't stop there. I also made a conscious effort to surround myself with positive influences. I made sure to spend time with people who made me feel good about myself, who lifted me up rather than drained me. If there were toxic relationships or negative energy in my life, I learned how to set boundaries and distance myself. My emotional health became a priority. And guess what? It made such a difference in the way I felt every single day. As a result, I found that I was able to handle stress much better. I was able to stay calm in difficult situations, and I started to see challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than obstacles that were going to hold me back. It's amazing how prioritizing mental health can have such a profound effect on how we feel physically, too. When your mind is at peace, your body follows suit. This decision has been a game changer, and I truly believe it's one of the most important things we can do at any age. Life-changing decision number 4, building a strong support system, and staying socially active. Now, here's the final decision I made, and this one might surprise you. It's all about relationships and social connections. After 70, I realized that it wasn't enough to simply focus on my own well-being. I needed to actively engage with the people around me and maintain a strong support system. For years, I've been focused on doing it all on my own, but in reality, that just led to isolation. We all know that as we get older, it can sometimes be harder to stay connected. Friends move away, families get busy, and sometimes we just feel like we're stuck in a routine. But here's the truth. Staying socially active and building relationships is key to maintaining not only your emotional health, but also your physical health. In fact, studies show that strong social connections are associated with lower rates of depression, improved immune function, and even longer life. So, I made the decision to actively seek out opportunities to engage with others. I didn't just wait for invitations or for people to reach out to me. I took the initiative. I joined groups, I participated in community activities, and I made an effort to stay connected with family and friends. Whether it was a simple phone call, a Zoom chat, or a walk in the park with a friend, I made sure to maintain my social connections. It wasn't always easy, and sometimes it felt like a lot of work, but the payoff has been incredible. And you know what? The more I interacted with people, the more energy I had. Socializing made me feel alive. I realized that there's so much joy and connection to be found in the people around us, and it wasn't just about having fun. It was about sharing experiences, learning from each other, and supporting one another. As I look back now, I can honestly say that staying socially active has made a huge difference in my overall health. I feel mentally sharper, emotionally supported, and physically energized. And guess what? I'm even meeting new people and forming new friendships in my 70s. It's never too late to build those meaningful connections, and I highly encourage you to do the same. So, there you have it. The 4 life-changing decisions I made after turning 70 that completely transformed my health. 1. Prioritizing movement over perfection. Don't worry about being perfect. Just stay active in whatever way works for you. 2. Changing my approach to diet. It's not about restriction. It's about nourishing your body with what it truly needs. 3. Prioritizing mental health. Let go of external pressures and focus on cultivating peace of mind and emotional well-being. 4. Building a strong support system and staying socially active. Stay connected with others and engage with your community. Now, it's your turn. If you're in your 70s or beyond, I hope these decisions inspire you to take action and make some changes that will improve your health and well-being. If you're not quite there yet, it's never too early to start adopting these practices. Remember, it's not about getting older. It's about thriving at every age. Thanks for watching, and I hope these tips help you as much as they've helped me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who could use some inspiration. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.